Today we're going to learn about two more properties that we did not get to yet. Our objective is going to stay the same. I can identify the mathematical properties used in problems. You are going to do the same type of homework along with the video here. So if you need to pause it, get a piece of paper and pencil, do that. So you're going to write down the properties and copy some drawings to go along with it. The first property is the inverse property. So go ahead and write inverse property down. And then I have my mathematical definitions for addition, multiplication of the inverse. You don't have to copy those, but we are going to look at them for a second here. A, remember, I can put any number in here for A. So let's go ahead and use 4 plus, and then you see negative A. Well, that'd be negative 4 equals 0. If I take 4 and I add negative 4, I end up with 0. Over here for multiplication, it's like 5 times 1/5 equals 1. And we'll talk about this when we get into fractions later on here. The fraction part really means divide. So if you look at it, I have a plus and a minus. I have a multiplication and a division. We're kind of doing the opposites of each other. We're undoing each other. This is going to be important when you get into algebra. The inverse property is used a whole lot in algebra. So when you get into a little bit in 6th grade, really pre-algebra, algebra in 8th grade, you're really going to use the inverse operation to solve a lot of problems. What you're going to write underneath the inverse property, we're going to think evil twin, right? Evil twin, you remember like a lot of TV shows, right? Evil twin is exactly the same, but the opposite, right? They have the same powers, always battling to the end, but they never can one-up each other because they have the exact same strength, right? They know each other so well. So inverse property, I can think of that as the evil twin. So here, we got 9. And if I make this into plus, what is the opposite of 9? It's 9's evil twin? That'd be negative 9. That would be 9's evil twin. And it would make 0. If I change this into multiplication, I gotta think, what's the evil twin of 9 when we're talking about division? What's 9, and this goes into fractions, and we'll talk about these a lot later in the year. But as a fraction, 9 is the same as 9 over 1. But what's the opposite of 9 over 1? 1/9. That would be its evil twin for multiplication. In multiplication, the inverse is always equal to 1. Right? We always get 1 for our answer in multiplication. We always get 0 for the inverse in addition. So it's the inverse property of the evil twin. They're the opposite of each other. They're the exact opposite of each other. The last property, the distributive property. And this one is my favorite, the distributive property. Right? You see the mathematical definition here, A times, there's no space, so that means times. And then the parentheses, B plus C equals A times B plus A times C. And a lot of these are used in algebra. Right? This is one we can actually use to help us with multiplying bigger numbers as well. Right? You might not really think of it as a distributive property, but it is one that's all to say. We can multiply these big numbers by breaking them apart. When we do this distributive property, we are going to think Little Red Riding Hood. Somehow my hood got cut off. There we go. Little Red Riding Hood. So you're going to copy down the word distributive property, and underneath that you're going to think Little Red Riding Hood. And obviously we have a picture here to go along with this, and what do I mean? Well, the story of Little Red Riding Hood, right, is a little girl who's distributing. The word distributing is to give away. She's distributing her little cupcakes or cookies, right? Now the thing is, that story is a fairy tale, right? Written by the Brothers Grimm, who wrote a lot of fairy tales. right? And fairy tales were written a long time ago to teach children lessons, to keep them from doing things. The Little Riding Hood is just a lesson to keep kids from going out into the woods by themselves. It wasn't really true. The true story is Little Riding Hood was just distributing or taking her goodies over to Grandma's house. So here we got Little Red Riding Hood with her basket. We have Grandma. We have Grandpa here in the house. Okay. The Little Red Riding Hood, I'll use red here, is going to distribute her 3, and there's no space, that really means time, to Grandma. So we're going to take Little Red Riding Hood, equal here, and she's going to go over to Grandma's house. Her and Grandma are going to Grandma's, right? And that's going to be multiplication. There's no space here, so it's 3 times the 6. Now, the sad part is Grandma and Grandpa are divorced. You can see they got that little separation there. They're no longer together. So after she goes to Grandma's, she's actually going to take some cookies over to Grandpa's house. So the Little Riding Hood, after going to Grandma's, is going to go over to Grandpa's. And that's the real story of Little Riding Hood. Now let's check this to make sure it all works here mathematically. 6 plus 4 is 10. I said this means multiplication because there's no sign. No space. 3 times 10 is 30. So that side is equal to 30. Now let's check over here. After Little Riding distributor cookies, 3 times 6 is 18. Plus 3 times 4 is 12. 18 plus 12 is 30. You can see both sides get the same answer. That's the distributive property. Once again, that's used a lot in algebra. It's something we can use also when we multiply larger numbers. We will come back to this when we get to our multiplication unit to show how you can multiply some larger numbers a different way. Make sure you have the words, the properties copied down, what's in the little think box in your pictures for class tomorrow. Right? You can add those on to your other ones. And we'll go over those pictures, talk about a little, and get into our groups again. If you have any questions, like always, we'll talk about it here at the beginning of class tomorrow.